Let's go. I'm listening to Jonathan Colton, which I don't listen... I used to listen to more than I do now, but I was never really into. I think I first found them through PAX, which I went to a handful of times. PAX is the Penny Arcade Expo convention that I haven't gone to in a million years. But also through Portal, because Still Alive is a cover of a song he wrote. Like, it has Gladys singing it, but he did the original, so there's an original version he did. There's lights on in my car. I'm listening to it now in an attempt to kind of get into a Comic-Con mood, because it feels weird the last couple of years going by myself. And instead of like a plane trip and like it's like an hour and a half drive by myself, which is good, but it doesn't feel as epic. And I don't know, I'm just trying to get myself psyched up, because it's also been a weird day where I was running around. I had to do a last minute grocery order. There's been a lot of drama with the kid, which I'm not going to get into. I made copies to give away the comic. Like a lot of last minute stuff. I'm very happy to be going, but I'm trying to switch from like problem solving mode to fun mode. Drive into San Frisco. Yeah, that's not the words of this song. All right, it's 6:15. I just parked pretty close to the convention center. Not as close as I usually do, but I didn't want to press my luck. I'm not sure how much I'm gonna have to pay here. It's pretty expensive. It's like by the minute, but at some point I reach the daily limit. So as long as I'm out of here by midnight, I know I won't go past the daily limit, but I don't want to hit the daily limit. I'm gonna say daily limit a lot. Got my badge, and I think I'm like a 5 to 10 minute walk from the convention center. I can kind of see it from here, but it's sometimes difficult to judge such things. The good news is I already have my badge, so I just need to walk in. I won the lottery for the Tamashii Nations SH Figure Art Bandai thing, but that's not till 8, so I'm gonna try to go to Jada Toys first, and then Mezco maybe, and I'm not sure what else. That stairwell that I was in smelled so much like pee. It wasn't like a minor thing. And then there was a big puddle at the bottom that I felt like was contributed to by several people over days. It was yucky. Not a fan. Yeah, I was right. Pretty close, less than 10 minutes. That's the main convention center there. They're advertising Twisted Metal over here. Some kind of, looks like Coca-Cola Star Wars event here. A Holo Creator, whatever that is. But we're not going that way, are we? We're going this way. It opens at 6. It's now 6:30, 6:45. People are still picking up badges, which is fine. And everybody else that has badges just keeps getting pushed down. C, now we're at D. We'll see what happens. But there's a line at that door, but they might just be wanting to ask questions. I forgot about this. I think this happened last time too, where theoretically I was set to go in and it was time to go in and I couldn't go in. All right, so I headed down to a door far enough and I was able to more or less get right in. There was a lot of like lines falling apart and people cutting and things, but everybody was being cool because everyone understood that there was like confusion. Well, that's a cool Darth Vader. All right, there's Viz, there's Hasbro, there's Tamashii. I feel like Jada's down there, but I realize I actually don't know. Kaiju number 8. Last year, Kaiju number 8 statue and figures were responsible for me starting to read the manga. Will it make me buy figures this year? I don't think so. All right, I was way off on the time before. It's 6:37 now. I went to the Mezco booth because the big dog wanted a red Nightwing, but the line was already capped. I'll check it again later to see if it's open. Now I'm heading over to where I think Jada Toys are. I think. Okay, this is the video game area, so I'm hoping Jada's over here. Although I haven't been able to get a signal or have a minute to actually look, so this is just taking a guess. But, oh, there's Pop Mart, which is probably what most of this line is for. I think Tech Advisor Azuki got a lottery for that tomorrow, which is good because good luck to anyone who doesn't have a lottery for Pop Mart. That's the Labubu for those that don't know. God, look at that. I don't know. Yeah, this would be like the biggest one in any collection. I don't know that Devastator would be the one I would choose, but it'd be hard to go wrong with that. Ooh, Street Fighter. These are nice, but we're here looking for figures, not statues. Okay, so Jada is 4145, which I think is the complete opposite end. Oh, sorry. So I'm gonna step outside, walk down, and then come back in. So I'm gonna head down to 4. Oh, look at this motherfucker over here. He's being lazy as usual. So if you remember Hasbro, this is right where I walked in before, and I should have taken a left to go to Jada over this way. So if it was a thing where it was still available at 6:30 and not now, I might have walked the wrong way out of it, but we'll see. All right, so it's worse than that. I came in, turned left, and passed it the other way. So I'm just doing fantastic today.
Hit voice one.
I think Vega was available at a show, maybe. Like, maybe he's not officially out, but.
Well, no, I got Vega from the store.
Oh, you did? All right, well, I got on the Jada line, and it was not sure if they would have any available. And I got one of each, so that was like my main goal for today, so I'm pretty happy about that. Well, it's my main goal for me. I have goals for other people, but I've been successful. Meanwhile, I gave out 5 copies of my comics to my friends online and had a lot of good Street Fighter discussions, so that was nice. Feeling good. I've run into a few people I know, a few people I don't know that I had. All my have to get into fun mode worries are gone. There's Tamashii Nations, which I have to go to in a few minutes, but first I'm going to stop by this Marvel booth for the big dog, see if I can get him a free variant comic. I have yet to spend any amount of time really playing these games, despite being such a Godzilla fan. K2SO, yeah! He's not for holding bags.
Where's the top?
This looks a lot better in person, damn.
That's what my friend calls it. Love the huge axe.
I'm back in my car. So it's, about 3 hours, but it's a long 3 hours. A lot of standing, a lot of walking. I started sweating almost immediately and didn't stop. I'm still not stopped, but had some successes, had some fun, gave out 20 copies of the Horror A4, which is kind of all I could carry, I realized, because I have these hard boxes that only hold about 10 each, and they're heavy too. So yeah, I don't know how many I could realistically give out. Like, if I come 2 more days and I can give out 60 at that rate, unless I bring like some kind of huge box and just post up at like the Super 7 Godzilla store and be like, okay, here's 80 or whatever, I'm tired. I'm either gonna go straight home, gonna stop somewhere to get like a drink or a snack, or if the diner's open, maybe I'll try for that. It's usually crazy busy, but if you're one person willing to sit at a counter, could do that. And then maybe I'll edit and post some videos real quick. So you'll be seeing this very soon. Who knows? All right, so it looks like the diner that is near the convention center that I like going to is open until 10. It's 9:20. It's about a 10-minute walk, so if I get there at 9:30, theoretically I should be able to eat quickly. Meanwhile, apparently it's called Mary Jane's, which I never knew because I've only ever been here during Comic-Con and it's always themed in some nerdy way. So I didn't know what it was called, even though I've been coming here for like 15 years. So I don't think it is called Mary Jane's. I think that's just what they called it right now. But it is closed. It closed about an hour and a half ago. I don't know why. Me. Anyway, I'm right in the gas lamp district, like practically next to the convention center. You can see it. Well, you see the sign for the gas lamp district over there, and behind that is Comic-Con, is the convention center, I should say. I am heading home. I was just saying that I just ate in there, ate too much. It was delicious. It's Old Spaghetti Factory, which I haven't had in 2 or 3 years, but I would get it every year. I'd come here and get this split Ms. Ratha melted butter cheese thing along with marinara, but then they give me a big hunk of bread. Said I ate half of that. I didn't want a salad I didn't plan on eating. And they offered me ice cream, which I turned down the ice cream, but that's because I had a limeade with cotton candy. I'm not eating healthy. I really hope I don't feel horrible tomorrow, but the kid's going to be in the summer program, and right after we're going to my mom's house. So If I need to lay around / sit in the bathroom all day, that is the price I pay. I'm not coming to Comic-Con tomorrow, so I'm not messing that up. Meanwhile, I got about 15-minute walk back. It was 10 minutes here, but 15-minute back because I'm not going to go super fast. And then about an hour to an hour and a half drive home, probably less because I will hit less traffic. I'm tired, but in a very good way. I feel very happy, fulfilled. I just feel good. It was just fun. Got some successes, gave out a bunch of comics, talked to some people. It felt like old school Comic-Con in a good way. And then I should be back Saturday and Sunday. There's a Tron panel for Aries at some point people were talking about. I didn't look at the panels at all because I knew I wasn't going to any today. It might not be on Saturday or Sunday. It's also in Hall H, so who knows if I'll be able to get into it. But I might put a little bit of effort into trying to achieve that goal. Hey, look, it's Tron Aries right here. Tron Aries. I got to head down a little more. So, what's going on? What's going on is I have an electric car that I was driving, and normally it could go to 250 miles an hour, miles on a charge, I should say. And, but I had driven it earlier in the day more than I usually would. I dropped the kid off, but then I had to go to a Target far away to get stuff for Tech Advisor Azuki, blah, 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 blah. And then, so I was below 200. I want to say I was at like 170, 160, something like that. But where I was going was about 60 miles away. So I was like, okay, that's 120 round trip, leaves me about 50 miles to play with if I had extra traffic or whatever. Somehow, and even after I parked, I was okay. On the way home, maybe because I was blasting the air conditioner, which affects it, maybe because the temperature dropped and I forgot that outside temperature affects how much like range you get, pardon me, and the colder it gets, the less you get. Normally a few miles here or there doesn't make a difference, but basically as I was getting close to home, I was seeing like, oh, we're 50 miles from home and you have, 55 miles of charge left. You're 40 miles from home and you've got like 43. So I was like getting really close where I had like within 5 miles of charge running out before I got home. And I was sort of min-maxing it, and I turned off the air conditioning and I did everything I could, turn the volume down and everything. And like, but it kept declining and it was getting within a mile. I'm like, oh my gosh, am I gonna make it? And then I guess when it gets below a certain point, it just says low and it stopped giving me numbers. So I'm like, okay, I don't even know the number now. I have to stop and charge somewhere. I was really close to home at this point. I was like 15 minutes away. I'm like, but I gotta. So I pulled over like a park and ride transportation thing where I thought they'd have some chargers, but it wasn't right there on the exit. And I was gonna have to go further inland. And I'm like, this is a bad idea. So I got back on the highway. And then I was like, oh, they have one at the library. So I went to the library, but it's locked up. I guess it's only for employees. I couldn't get to it. Then I saw they had one at a car dealership. Same thing, was locked up. So eventually I found one at Town Square here. And I don't even know how it wouldn't have shocked me if I ran out of power driving up to it. And it's funny because having a gas car, that has happened to me a million times, that I've run out of gas on the side of the road or coasted into a gas station on fumes. But I think this might be the first time it's happened to me in the electric car. I know it's happened, I think it happened to Q or happened with us as a family. We're like, ooh, we need to find something, but this kind of old school middle of the night, just trying to get home, but now I have to stop and get, gas. So it's plugged in. I'm at 5% right now. It says an hour and 15 minutes to charge it all the way up. I'm not gonna bother doing that, but once I get enough, I'm gonna sit in the car, play on the phone, and once I get enough, I'm just gonna go. We're back on the road. I sat there, I didn't even keep track. 10 minutes, gave me 40 miles. I only needed 10, so we're on the road. It's a beautiful night, no regrets. We're doing it. Oh, look at the pretty boys. They're so nice. They really do look so much better out of the package. I'm happy I got them, but I'm nervous I got them because it's going to lead to more. It's going to lead to more. Something else I want to talk about. When I went to, right at the very end, when they were almost closed, I went to the Nacelle booth. Nacelle does a lot of like retro toys and things like that, specifically Sectars, which they're coming out with the big bug thing puppets that they used to produce, but they're using light up eyes and better wings, and the prices are not that bad, actually. I think they're retailing for 30 or 40 each, which is kind of probably what they went for back in the day. They also are bringing back Power Lords, which Four Horsemen had done a couple years back, but they were small and they didn't get very far into the line. These are larger size, and the two they showed were Atom Power and Argus. Atom Power being this blue guy, and Argus being the main purple villain. They weren't out yet, but I was excited about that, and I started talking to the gentleman at the booth whose name escapes me, and I apologize. I decided to get a comic, decided to get this one. Turned out it was more expensive, instead of $5, but he let it slide. And after talking to him a bunch about various things in his company and the way they're running things and what's coming out, he threw in issue 2 and 3 for free, and 3 Biker Mice from Mars magnets. So great customer service, great product. looking forward to checking all that out. And yeah, go Nacelle. Go Nacelle Company, however you want to pronounce it. They got other stuff going on too, obviously, but the Power Lords and the Sectars are the two that interest me the most. They also have RoboForce and I forget what else.